All right, let's do it live on a Football Friday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Beau. He is the great Z, and we have roster information right out of the gates, my friend.
Yeah, as expected, and as we've talked about on this show, Baker Mayfield will be your starting quarterback for you this Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That is big news. He was able to practice all week. You had talked early. For Wednesday, great, but what can you do Thursday? What can you do Friday as this continues? And the good news is he has been able to progress throughout the week, is ready to go. He will start, according to head coach Kevin Stefanski, on Sunday. So that is some big, big news there. We'll get into the full injury report in a second, but you mentioned some roster moves. Cornerback Herb Miller to the active roster from the practice squad. They have designated center Nick Harris for return from injured reserve, and tackle Alex Taylor has been waived from the team, and Taylor was the guy who was brought in when we had all those issues. Again, kind of reading between the lines, Alex Taylor, good news. That means that Jack Conklin back and ready to go. And Herb Miller, that's related to Denzel Ward, who is out for Sunday. The Browns need another corner to be on the active roster.
So that is where we stand from a health standpoint. We know we're always healthy when Malik McDowell is there in the middle, and in fact healthy because he's on with us right now as we bring him in on the hotline. Malik, thanks so much for taking the time. Boy, you step outside and you see the rain and the gray, and you think late October and the Steelers coming in here on Sunday. It just feels like football, my man. Do you love a game like this?
It's perfect football weather, you know that.
A little bit of Christmas in the air certainly helps. What does it mean for you to get your first crack at the Steelers as a member of the Cleveland Browns?
It's a big deal because Steelers one of my favorite teams growing up. So this really, and it's big being a dude I watched growing up my whole life. So it's gonna be fun to go out there and get a chance to actually make a play against the team. One of my favorite teams growing up. So playing against Big Ben and having the chance to get a sack against him, that's a big deal for me.
Yeah, and it's in what could be his last game at First Energy Stadium potentially. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Malik, let me ask you this. Browns, Steelers, you're getting the sense of this rivalry. I'm sure you feel it in the community. You feel it in the locker room from the guys that have participated in it. You know, this Saturday is Michigan State, another big rivalry game in the Big Ten. You know, is this – do you kind of like those rivalry games? Are you able to kind of feel this one maybe like you did back in your days at Michigan State?
I love rivalry games. Everybody play a little bit harder. You know, it's just like it's in the air. The intensity. Everybody more. I don't know. It's like you just go out there because you play hard every game, but that game is just like a different type of intensity than rivalry games.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, I think about this matchup between us and the Steelers, and I think about the contrasting defensive fronts. And obviously, they have one of the best defensive tackles in all of football in Cam Hayward. They can get after it on the outside in T.J. Watt. And you think about what we have on this team and the type of impact that this defensive line that you guys can have up front. It does. I know it's cliche, but it does feel like this one's going to be decided by one of those two units, that a play here or play there is going to decide this one.
Yeah, we get busy over here on the D-line, so that's what it's a team game, so it's going to come down to us and the offense. So at the end of the day, we're going to do what we can to help our offense, and our offense going to do what they can to help us. So that's what it's going to come down to.
Malik, when you put this Steelers team on tape, what have you seen from them so far?
Good team. Get the ball out quick, so we got to get our hands up. So that's really about it with that. They're tough players on the O-line, so it's gonna be a battle out there.
Malik, I remember talking to you after your debut in Kansas City, and here you are now about to get into your 8th NFL game. Does it feel like a whirlwind for you? Does that Kansas City game feel like a year ago? What's kind of it been like for something that you've thought about and dreamt about for so long to now start to become the norm? You are playing football in the NFL week after week after week.
I stopped getting that feeling as much now. I done been like I really like I'm comfortable out here. Like it feel like I've been out here for like I ain't missed the beat. So I done got comfortable with back being on the field. It ain't really as new to me as it was.
Malik, what's this week of practice? Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, what's this week of practice been like for you guys? Does it you get the little mini bye? Does that rejuvenate a little bit?
No, we worked hard this week. We came out there, we got back out, worked hard this week to practice. So, I'm expecting us to have a great game because we went hard at practice and the intensity was there in practice. You can feel it in the air.
Did you guys have a sense of getting healthy? Obviously, JOK will be out. We get the news today that Denzel Ward will be out. Kareem Hunt's going to be out. But on the offensive line, everybody's back. Odell and Jarvis playing together with Baker for the first time this year offensively. That will be the case. Defensively, despite JOK and Denzel, everybody else coming along and feeling pretty good. I understand it's the NFL. There's going to be injuries. But do you feel like from a health standpoint this is as healthy as we've been in a while?
From what I know, I really don't be knowing. Like, I don't be knowing how other people. I don't know it's a game day if somebody playing or not.
You're just focused on your job, right?
Yeah, I'm focused on me right now. I'm like, you there? We it's next man up. We got a next man up mentality over there. So you playing or not, somebody got to do the job.
Malik, you also have a mentality of that you will not be denied. And I remember being on the sidelines down in L.A. I think you went in the tent maybe 3 or 4 times that game, never came out. You always went back in and made big plays for us in that game, as a matter of fact. What's kind of your mindset about that, playing through stuff? I know you've had an elbow that you've been dealing with. What's kind of been your mindset, and where do you kind of draw that toughness and that strength from?
Man, I ain't played in a long enough time. I ain't got time to be coming out being hurt. I've missed 5 years. You ain't got enough time to be hurt. That's how I look at it. I'm going till I can't. That's really if it's just a nickel or a bruise and something I can get back out there and go ahead, come out a couple plays and get back in there, I'm going back in. But if it ain't knocking me down or if I can get back up from it, I'm coming back in.
I love that mentality. You mentioned at the top for people who are just joining and hearing this interview that you grew up a Steelers fan. You grew up watching Ben Roethlisberger. What would it mean to you if you are able to put him down for a sack at First Energy Stadium this Sunday?
My family going to love that one. We are pretty big Steelers fans, so they're going to love that when they see that. And that's going to be something I hold on to for the rest of my life. So.
I love it. Well, you go get that. And by the way, you said that a lot of your family Steelers fans, I hope on Sunday they're Browns fans, right?
Oh, yeah, they fans of me all the time.
Good.
Malik, obviously a big week with the Michigan State-Michigan game on Saturday. Any talk with DPJ about that one and the success you had against the Wolverines when you were wearing the Sparty green and white?
We got us a little friendly wager going on, so me and DPJ, we got a little friendly wager going on. So, he's rooting for his team, I'm rooting for my team. In my career, I bested. I came out 2-3. I mean, I was 2-3 against Michigan, so I'm happy with that. So, yeah, it ain't really much you can say to me. When I was there, we did what we did.
That's right. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Well, hey, man, enjoy it on Sunday in the NFL, one of the great rivalries in the NFL, the Browns and the Steelers. And thanks for your time today right at the top of our show.
Thank you.
All right.
See y'all later.
All right, Malik.
Malik Mcdowell there. He has a chance of an impact. It's a fun defensive line matchup for this game. And, that one with those two teams, the Michigan, it's a huge one. They're both undefeated. First time they're both ranked in the top 10 since 1964.
Wow.
So
it's as big as it gets.
It's as big as it's been, yeah. And I think there's a lot of questions like, are either of them real? I think that's fair. Are either of those teams real at this point? And it can mean a lot for both of those coaches.
I'm excited for it, actually. That's a college football game that
It's
I'm
a
actually
noon kick.
A noon kick that I will.
You can't do anything else.
In.
It's not like you're going to go outside.
No, I had hoped actually to be playing golf on Saturday morning.
Do you have a canoe?
I do not have a canoe.
A hovercraft?
Thus, I won't be. By the way, I don't know if you noticed. I know that you're on social occasionally from time to time, but a lot of praise for those in the know about the Thursday night insider. Pay attention to the scores. Richie, our boy Ned Fox Plimpton says at this rate, mini NFP will be able to attend Notre Dame without spending a dime.
Why wouldn't he?
Pay
attention to the scores. They're gifts.
They are.
It was fun having a good game last night, wasn't it? To take in, and it was
bizarre. It was a bizarre.
It was a weird game. I thought the thing that was amazing was the Packers get slept on, and I don't know why, because he's like 33-7. Peter LaFleur has been since he's been there. 33-7 is the record. For all of the talk of Rodgers, it's personal, doesn't like the front office, all that. I don't know that there's a better situation for him. Like, it's a great situation. Like, they win consistently. They play in a division that they own. He's a Packers legend. They're Super Bowl contenders. They've covered several weeks in a row. So this is what they've been doing.
Yeah. This is exactly what they do. They go out and they take care of business and they win. It's hard to believe that week 1 against the Saints was real. I think when we look back on it, the two most bizarre week 1 outcomes were the Saints just absolutely destroying the Green Bay Packers. I'm pretty sure that game was at Lambeau, if I'm not mistaken.
Jacksonville.
Oh, it was in Jacksonville. That's right, because they had to move. I knew it was outdoors.
But it was essentially a home game for the Packers. I mean, there's as many Packer fans as anybody there. Just like last night.
Last night, I was going to say, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. There are no Cardinal fans.
Yeah. And it's a game, too, if you're going to go on a road trip.
Right. But
that's a desirable road trip.
Cardinal fans don't exist. Like, they just don't. I mean, they were bad forever. They were transplanted there from St. Louis. The stadium is in Glendale, which isn't easy to get to, where much of the concentrated wealth is in that town. To drive over, it's an hour from the eastern part of Phoenix.
Yes.
So it's not convenient, and it's just. I got buddies who've lived in Phoenix since college, and they're big Cardinals fans, but it's a short list. There just aren't that many. So everybody who goes in there, it's not as bad as the L.A. situation with the Chargers, but it's real.
It is, and that was a stunning thing, and we even saw the Hoffs video of the Packers fans going nuts after the game. It was a very strange game in the sense that we're seeing this trend around the NFL now, I think. And I've talked with Coach Stefanski about it on the Kevin Stefanski show, Browns Live, of teams just playing these shells and being like, you're not going to throw it down the field on us. And really, you think about the only big play Arizona had was the one to Hopkins. And I was surprised the announcers, I thought, missed this when they were saying Stokes blew that. Hopkins gave a little move like he was about to catch the ball in the middle of that route that the kid totally bid on. And why wouldn't you? You're playing the receiver's eyes, and Hopkins may look like he was going to catch it and then did that, but kept running to where the ball actually was, which was incredible veteran savvy by him. It was stunning, but then Kyler leads them right down the field. They're right there, and then I'm guessing that was an RPO, and A.J. Green thought it was a run and was just out there sort of blocking.
Clearly, yeah. I mean, he didn't even obviously.
And an incredible catch by Rasul Douglas.
For Douglas to seal the deal. Either way, though, you would have been safe, score there or not. At that point, the scores had taken care of themselves. Yeah, one way or another. It's one of those ones where you had a feeling Green Bay was going to. I thought that they would win it, but you felt very well that it would be a very close game and that they would find a way. You talked about Robert Tonyan earlier in the week. Look. Rodgers is so good, and LaFleur is an excellent game caller. The one thing I do think was interesting, on 2 separate occasions, they get inside the 5, and they can't punch it in. Run the ball. Like, they've got 2 backs. One's a big bruiser, and Jones has a nose for it. Like, just run the ball. Sometimes don't overthink it sometimes. I think that's one of the other things that's going around in the league. There's a lot of overthinking inside the 5. Like, sometimes just run it 3 times and go.
Yep. I will tell you, I have an A.J. Dillon comp that I want to throw out to you right now.
All right.
Michael the Burner Turner,
that's interesting.
Who spent 4 years languishing down in San Diego.
Yeah, that's right.
Behind, obviously, LaDainian Tomlinson. Before he was then cut loose and goes to Atlanta. So Michael the Burner Turner, while in San Diego playing with LaDainian, would have, for his time there, he would rush 228 times, 1,257 yards, 6 touchdowns, 5.5 a carry, then goes to Atlanta the next year and rushes, finally as the guy, rushes for 1,717 touchdowns. I remember this well because that was early in my fantasy football career, and I basically put the entire Zegura estate into Michael Turner. That was like my calling card. I was like, this guy is the truth. And he reminds me, he's big. He bounces off of would-be tacklers, but he's also surprisingly fast when he gets into the open field. And so I think A.J. Dillon's a guy that I would love to see get a 20-plus carry workload, because I have a feeling that he's a wear defense is down type of guy too. And when you get in the 5, just give him the ball.
Just give him the ball. It's so much overthinking.
It kind of is. And I thought, and to the credit of the Arizona Cardinals, they did a great job taking that and running it. All 3 of their touchdowns were runs.
Yeah.
getting down there. Chase Edmonds, James Conner's got, 8 on the year? I
Yeah.
mean, who had that?
Yeah, I think both those teams are real. They're both real. They're both going to be a full day. Unfortunately for both of them, if you've looked at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers schedule the rest of the way, they're going to have to go through Tampa Bay to win anything. And you can put the Rams in that boat as well. And that's just the reality of how easy the NFC South has become.
Yep.
And I saw Hoff on the show yesterday saying that the top 5 teams in the NFL are all in the NFC, with the Bucs, the Packers, the Cowboys, the Cardinals, and the Rams as his 5. I think that's fair right now that it would be. I mean, the Bills are usually regarded as the highest, most high-ceiling, best AFC team, and they've got 2 losses. So
I just lost to Tennessee.
Right. So I don't know that that's that outrageous of a statement to say that. I do think that there's an incredible difference between those 5 and the next 5 in the NFC, whereas there's 1 through, I think, 12 or 10 in the AFC that are all really competitive.
It's like our thing the other day. You're drafting teams right now in the league to make, whatever it would be. You're drafting just the best teams. The top 5 of the top 6 are for sure going to come out of the NFC.
Yep.
And then you're going to have the AFC basically run, as you said, probably a dozen off before you even contemplate another NFC team.
Yeah.
Because the 5 are – where's Dallas? Is Dallas in that 5?
Yes, he had Dallas in the 5.
See, I wonder now without Dak, if Dak – and it sounds to me from just kind of hearing the comments that Dak might not play. And Vegas does not believe he's going to play because they went from being favored to underdogs in that game. And
Guess who got it the other way?
The total has dropped significantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
they should
Columbus,
sit him.
you got it the other way.
Down in the Columbus, I got it the other way, which is a win out of me.
We're doing just fine up here. This was quite a week for us on the scores. There's a lot going on, a lot to be excited about.
A lot of positivity.
Very much so.
When's the trick-or-treating for you?
Sunday.
Yeah. So we have
post-game.
We're tonight.
Oh.
Tonight is the night in the rain, which is just brutal. It's just brutal.
Back it off to Sunday.
Yeah.
That is Halloween, actually.
I know it. No, but it's tonight. And the thing. So when growing up in the Montana, as I know you did, and so you're familiar with this, the worst thing about the Halloween was when you'd have to wear the winter coat.
All right, cover up your costume.
Cover up the costume. So tonight, if you're going out tonight, you're going out tomorrow. Odds are you're going. Now the rain should stop middle of the afternoon. Shouldn't affect our game Sunday, right? Like
correct.
Allegedly,
That's
it's going to stop at some point.
I am told that we will have umbrellas on set for countdown just in case, which makes me happy. Yeah, thank you. Shout out New Rob. Shout out.
New Rob. Good job out of him.
Yeah, New Rob's great.
Well, that's how you get things done. Get a guy an umbrella.
He's elite.
Can you get a guy to hold it?
That's the next step, right?
Gibby holds it for you. He's the only one tall enough.
Tell you where you can take that idea.
Gibby, how about if I beat you? If I beat you in the over/unders last week, you hold my umbrella.
No.
Okay.
No, not going to happen. All right.
I will say this, though, Gibby, just because people are thinking, oh, man, this guy doesn't want to help out his fellow man. Let me just go ahead and dispel anybody of that erroneous notion. Today, Gibby, if things don't work out here, he's got a future. He made the single best Chipotle burrito bowl I've ever had in my life today. For me. He did it for me.
He made you one?
Yes, out of the
love
in his heart.
Is this out of guilt from yesterday when he just absolutely stuck a knife through your back?
No, it's just, honestly, I felt like it was genuine friendship. I felt like it was just genuine friendship.
How did he do it? What made it so great? How did he do it?
It was just the perfect ratio. He said, well, what do you want on it? I listed out the ingredients, but he just kind of felt it. Perfect chicken sofritas ratio. You got the lettuce. He made a nice bed of the lettuce and the spinach on the bottom for me.
Jeez.
And then the corn was there. The pico was there. The hot salsa was all there. The peppers and onions were there. And then topped it with what I would call a very generous portion of guacamole. And it was just delightful. Every bite I ate, I was like, I felt the love. They say food tastes best when it's made with love. And
He's a big teddy bear. He's a big teddy bear.
Meanwhile, everybody in the office is like, look at Fatty getting 2 burrito bowls.
I doubt that. I doubt that. No, I doubt that. I don't know that the people realize how much, we talked about on this show, how much you can put away from a food standpoint. It's a scene, man.
I think that's the one thing that endeared me to Deke more than anything else. When he would be like, how does he eat all that food? Like, where does it go?
I mean, the only person that is on your same level is the Hoff.
And I might as well be the rope off the Goodyear blimp. He is on another level.
Can we
My
talk
kids
about
still
something
talk
real
about
quick that went down
by the way. Go
after the show last week?
Yeah, you don't even know this.
So
go ahead.
he put away 2 buckets of wings by himself last week on the air.
On
during
air,
the show.
which we didn't even notice happen.
I didn't
was-
notice that
I
at
had-
all. I had
I had
like
it
3 or
going.
4
I
of
had a
them,
checklist
and then I
going.
didn't pay it. I lost track.
He housed those 2 that he had over there.
He had
gone
both
completely.
buckets. So then he comes over. Zegura was downstairs recording TV. He was waiting to do something with Nathan. He and I are just talking and catching up on things, and he's like, what wing sauce is this? I was like, oh, this is Nathan's favorite. It's Asian Zing. So he has 1 or 2. He's like, these are really good. He polishes a 3rd bucket off in the time that we're up here. I'm telling you, probably 40 to 50 wings.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So my kids met the Hoff like 2 years ago at camp in here. It was a day when Bootsy thought he was the funniest person and just couldn't stop laughing at his own jokes, which was your meeting of Bootsy, I believe, the first time you guys met him.
What a treat.
And so Hoff was in here. And to this day, if I bring up Joe or if I'm texting with Joe or on some text exchange, they will say, is that the guy that ate all that food?
Yeah.
Because he was sitting right there where the control desk is now, and he was just putting away, I want to say it was B-dubs again, at a rate of which you couldn't comprehend how much was getting done.
His ability to consume is off the charts.
Yeah.
It is without it's without compare in my life experience, and I've been around people that I would consider to be incredible consumers of food.
Yeah, and you have to think about that he trained for that his whole life because he worked so hard to keep on weight, to put on weight, and to keep it on, and so that's how he did it. But it's a stunning thing to see.
What's stunning though is when you watch it now, and you're like, and you still, the guy's got muscles on top of muscles, veins, vascularity to the nth
See him
degree.
shattering pumpkins last night in the pregame? I mean, shattering.
With a
No,
hammer?
because we
couldn't. We were on remotes.
location, so I didn't see any of
Well,
the
if you went
pregame
back
show.
on social media,
Oh no,
I was on his Twitter, and I was there for. I like Testy Hoff when he gets very upset with people on Twitter and really gets
not
after him.
having it,
Yeah,
yeah.
guy told him that the guy questioned his playoff wins and the number of blah 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 wins per year, and he did not like the guy's math, which was inaccurate, and he was quick to point that out, which I really enjoyed.
yeah. That is good when he puts the hammer down on the people.
It's wonderful.
Those were your OBM Hot Topics. Ohio Business Machine, preferred copier provider, your Cleveland Browns. So all the X's and O's for your office. Call 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. We will go around the league, continue to update you on the health of our team. Chad O'Shea will join the program in a little bit. We'll do a little higher, lower, the scores.
Boy.
It's a Friday edition, Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.
You saw it on the
and you
replay.
saw it on the thing. You knew that was the way that was probably going to go on that front. But yes, look.
By the way, that game, that Tanyan one was brutal. That kickoff was one of the scariest plays I've seen in a long time, because when it happened, you just knew it was bad, and it looked like he may have the returner, which obviously all the attention immediately went to the tackler for Arizona. But when you see the guys hit and then you see their body go completely stiff, you know it is not good. Now, it's great that he could give the thumbs up, and I haven't seen a follow-up on him, but also the guy returning it. That was just brutal. But for Tanya, and he runs that post, he's got a good play, and it reminded me, honestly, the way that his leg kind of popped off the ground like that of Odell in Cincinnati.
Right.
When Odell was running back, and all of a sudden that leg just kind of, as if it was like, shot, just, and then that was it. And, yeah, you hate to see that. I think as a Browns fan, you feel pretty lucky that I think a lot of people thought that was the way it was for Kareem Hunt. And I'll tell you, Kareem Hunt thought that was it for him too. I got a chance to actually see him in our one cafe eligible day. I got to see Kareem, and
how's he doing, man?
Happy that it is not over and that he will be back, because he feared at that time. And I talked to him, I said, I saw the emotion on your face, and I just felt so bad for you, because I love watching you play the game, and I know how much you love the game. And he said, man, he thought it was.
He thought that too.
He thought not great at the time, and
you could see it on his face.
Sure.
Yeah. A couple other things around the league. Dak Prescott, and some interesting comments there. It clearly, as you pointed out, Vegas making it seem like he is not going to play in this game, and I would think that's the smart thing to do. A lot of the reporting pointing to this obviously stems from the injury from a year ago, and to me, look, they are a good team. They are a Super Bowl contender. They have everything that you need. This is a game at the end of October, and so if rest can give you a better chance then in January when the games really matter, then you got to sit him this week. I would have no reason to push for him to play against Minnesota this week.
You want to win. Fortunately, your division is not giving you much of a challenge at the time.
Yeah.
So
nor will it.
Should not. I mean, I wouldn't think so unless Fitzmagic can come back in and try to revive that team a little bit down there in Washington. But yeah, you've got to be judicious. This is a team that I think right now believes that it should be in the tournament, and so everything should be geared around, okay, how do we make sure that we're ready to go for that tournament? Who's their backup quarterback? Do you know off the top of your head?
Isn't it our guy?
Is it Garrett Gilbert still? Did he hang on there?
That's the last guy I remember playing other than Dak. I remember him on Hard Knocks. Wasn't Dak like, oh, no, I got this, and Garrett was like, no, I'm good, and he's like, get out of
Cooper
my way.
Rush.
Cooper Rush. Yeah, I thought he got cut.
So they cut
I thought
Gilbert.
He got cut.
That's,
yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush. I can't. What is Cooper Rush? Where's he out of?
What is Cooper Rush? Where
it sounds like a 70s rock band.
It sounds like a great rock band, by the way. Cooper Rush is a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys out of, how was this at one point? That's all cut. Rush, quarterback out of Central Michigan.
There you go. Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm not going to know those guys.
6'3", 225.
I'm always to the point of, usually you get a pretty good handle on who the backups are because they're all college stars, right?
Not
on
so
that
much
one.
anymore. Think about when, remember the guys like John Wolford, we didn't know the Rams backups. There's some interesting backup quarterback situations around the league.
Yeah, I just think it's a position. It's almost like now with the position, it's like if our starter gets hurt, we're not going to spend much money on it because we're done. So we won't. So there isn't the emphasis. I mean, we talked about this yesterday off air about, how the Niners had, in the old days, had Montana, Young, and Bono all on the roster. And those days, and didn't they then draft Elvis Gerbach after that? Wasn't he there too to start his career? So like there was
with the Niners?
Yeah.
There
was always a huge incentive to have a big time real backup quarterback. You think about Phil Simms to Jeff Hostetler,
Jim Druckenmiller.
That's right. You would always have those guys though, and now there's no. Now it's like, look, if our starting quarterback gets hurt, we're done. So we're not going to put any money into it. Now we did here, thankfully, with Case, but it's a rarity.
Because I think it was more than just about a backup quarterback. Case
was
a mentor, part of the program coming in. In some of the spots, you do see that. I mean, it's amazing in Kansas City. It's Chad Henny. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Chad Henny, I feel like, has been in the league for a long time.
Chad Henny played in 2007. He was a starting quarterback for Michigan. In 2006, when they played the game of the century and lost to Ohio State, number 1 versus number 2 at Ohio Stadium, in a game that I think you told me you were at. Weren't you at that game?
No, but I remember watching. I was not in attendance.
And then
for that game.
in 2008, he was a starting quarterback at Michigan, where they lost to Appalachian State in the first game, his senior year, in the first game ever on the Big Ten Network. So
Wow.
Chad Henny's been in the league since he was a rookie in 2009.
This says 2008, according to
Oh,
Pro
I have that
Football
wrong.
Reference.
06
Was that game?
was the game. 07 was the
Yeah, so
Appalachian State
2008
game.
was his first year in the league.
Yeah. Well, look at Colt McCoy, Chase. Why am I blanking on Chase?
Daniel.
The kid was at Missouri. Yeah. So those you just hang around forever, bouncing around.
How about Mercedes Lewis, though? First of all, they should have just called that a touchdown because it was so great.
Yeah.
One hand should equal 2 feet. If you want to catch in the end zone with 1 foot in, but you only can use one
By the
hand.
way, I think that they should go to a 1 foot college rule anyway, on all catches. 1 foot in is a catch in my view. I like the college rule.
I hear you, but I think the defensive people would be like, they've made every rule possible.
I would
in
rather
favor of
them
the
allow
offense.
for some hitting to come back into the game and
Sure.
go with 1 foot in.
Sure.
Would be.
But how
would
about
be a good
Mercedes
spot.
Lewis? 16 years in the league.
Still's got it.
His
man.
first season was 2006. First round pick of the Jags in 2006. I bet he might have even played with Brunell
Yeah. Probably.
out of UCLA.
Yeah, I remember him.
That's an
I remember
incredible
him at
career.
UCLA. I remember him at UCLA being a big time deal. He was on those teams with Cade McNown, I believe.
Yeah.
Would have been in the mix at
Cade.
that time. Or maybe that was slightly after. Can't remember. Did you see Brian Flores' comments about Tua will be the Dolphins starting quarterback for the rest of the year? Regarding
Okay.
injury, he'll be the starting quarterback. Hey, how about
That reads.
turns out,
Hold on. That reads a hell of a lot different than watching him say it. Have
It
you
does.
seen it?
I have not seen it.
Okay, I watched it.
Okay,
So
how's it different?
there was a guy out there, one of the beat writers or one of the people who were asking questions at a press conference of Flores, and was like, "Are you guys interested in Deshaun Watson? Are you trying to trade for Deshaun Watson? Or if you're not, we've heard Kyle to say there was never a talk about Jimmy Garoppolo being traded to the Patriots. We've heard other teams come out and say that we're not interested or deny any trade rumors, bluntly. If you're not interested and you're not trying to get Deshaun Watson, why won't you just come out and deny it?"
Okay,
And he goes, "I'm not into speculation and this." And he goes, "I think I've answered that question when I said Tua's our quarterback." The guy says, "Well, are you okay saying we are not trading for Deshaun Watson?"
yeah,
And he says, "Tua's our quarterback." And then so somebody else comes in and says, "Well, how come when the Xavier Howard rumors came out, you came out and said we're not trading Xavier Howard? But here, you won't say anything about it." Now, what I thought he had a good opportunity there to say, as a head coach of a team in the NFL, I can comment on my own players. I can't comment on the players on another roster. Which could
yeah,
have
that's
stopped
the
that.
right way to do that.
So
but
he
that's,
did not say that.
That's next level.
He
to
didn't
get
say
to
that.
there.
He said, there are different situations. Somebody said, "Are they?" He said, "They're not that different, but they are different." And I've answered this question. I've said Tua's our quarterback. So then a guy goes, "Is Tua your quarterback for the rest of the year?"
Yeah,
And then there is a uncomfortable, very dramatic pause. And he says, "Yeah, barring, something." And somebody goes, "Like injury?" And he's like, "Yeah, like barring something like injury. Tua's our quarterback." So it was, when you watched it,
very different than the way that it reads.
and it was very uncomfortable. And he was asked and given.
What do you want him to say, though? Like, if you're the media, what do you want him to say? Like, let's say they're close on Deshaun Watson. Like, do you want him to say, "Yeah, we're going to have Deshaun Watson"? Like, you're going to get him in an aha moment, but what in the heck is he supposed to say?
What he's supposed to is the way that he handles it is that I can't comment on members of another roster.
Well, that's the way he handles it, but at the same
Then
time,
you
they're going to
can't-
continue to press.
But then
Yeah,
I've already
can't
answered
do
that
it.
question.
Yeah.
What do you think? How's Belichick handling that?
Well, he's not.
How's our guy handling it?
He's not handling it. Yeah, won't have it.
He's saying I can't comment on players on another roster. Next question.
Yeah, next. Yeah. It's a long way to go with Watson. There's a long way to go.
It
in
feels
terms
like
of stuff that has to get done. Rumpke Waste Recycling, family owned and operated. Whether you join us as a customer or employee, you're going to be part of the family. Visit rumpke.com to learn more. Chad O'Shea from the podium coming up next. Some insight on our receiving room. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
You're up.
EOX Vantage has that local presence but the global footprint. Trusted by some of the world's biggest brands. This is a testimonial from EOX Vantage client Ed Scheel. Ed is the vice president at Skyward Specialty Insurance. The tools we've designed with EOX Vantage are real business changers. They open the door for us to all sorts of valuable opportunities and efficiencies. They help our team members stay on the same page while collaborating remotely, make it easy to communicate with customers, cut way down on manual data entry and the associated input errors, and cut hours off processes and response times. Operationally, it's a brand new ballgame for us. It can be for you too, and you can learn more about EOX Vantage by visiting www.eoxvantage.com or call 216-298-1616. It's a local company, good people. You will be impressed with what you learned there. You'll be impressed every time Chad O'Shea hits the podium. Here's an update on our receivers. Let's have a listen.
You're down 5 minutes.
Odell been banged up a little bit at that position. How they doing?
Yeah, receivers have had a real good week. We've had them out there and been able to work on the field, which has been good. They've certainly done a great job of off the field of staying ready in the meeting rooms and being well prepared for this game. So it's been very positive this week with the receivers.
How about Donovan? Is that just, obviously it seems like a fluke thing when you hear about pregame warm-ups. How's he responded to it?
Yeah, he's responded like I know he should respond, and I expect him to respond. He's done everything he can to try to, get better and become healthy enough to help our team. He's working hard, and we'll see where it is, but he's certainly working hard to try to get back. Very unfortunate it happened, and he's certainly one we depend on and a big part of our offense, so we're real excited that he's just working hard to try to get back.
When you lose a guy in pregame warm-ups like that, I know it happened with Kadero last year, it happened with Donovan, right? I guess what happens to kind of get, what do you have to do as a coach to make sure you have everything?
Yeah, when we incur an injury that happens prior to the game, when you count on one of those players being active, it does affect the game. And what our guys did a tremendous job of, and a lot of credit to them, is they were so well prepared to and they understood how to play the other positions, and they learned during the week, is what we say, learn the big picture, is we had to bounce guys around to maybe play different positions that they didn't play at practice. And a lot of credit to them and their preparation that they were able to do that in the game, because that is a difficult thing and challenging when somebody gets hurt like that close to the game and you don't anticipate that, which it could happen during the course of the game also. And our guys' ability to adjust was great in the game, and I thought that had a lot to do with their preparation. I was really happy with that part of it.
I know Felton's a guy that seems to be spending more time at receiver in practice than at running back. Just what's he look like to you, and do you guys kind of look at him more? I know he can do both, but are you guys looking at him right now for what you need as more of a receiver?
Yeah, the thing about Dimitrik is he brings value to our team because he can do a lot of different things. And that's how we look at him every week. We don't put him in a certain spot. He's not a receiver, he's not a running back. He is in a position to help our team at certain different spots and different assignments and roles. And that's the value that he brings to us, so that any time we can kind of change his identity, and that brings a lot of value to our team.
I know that shoulder injury for Odell is painful. Has he had to change how he catches the ball or how he runs routes or anything to kind of deal with that?
Yeah, there has been, he's dealing with the injury, which I appreciate his toughness and his ability to play through injury. But certainly, from a physical standpoint, other than putting a brace on, he's going out there and doing what he always does. There hasn't been any adjustments physically to him, and he works extremely hard to get to the field, and he did last week, and he's done a real good job this week at practice. So again, I just can't say enough about how hard he's worked to try to get back to the field with his injury.
Jarvis had never missed a game with an injury before. Is there, with him in a new situation, is there anything you kind of picked up from him and learned from him? Any insight into who he really is?
Yeah, the insight I've learned about him with him missing is how passionate he is for playing the game and how much he wants to be out there to help his team, which I knew, but with him being out, it's really pretty awesome to see how important this is to him and how he wants to be out there so badly to help his teammates win, because that's who he is. He wants to be out there and help our team win, and he's doing everything he can to get out there to play for us.
And I know you don't want to force it to guys, but is there a benefit sometimes with a guy like Jarvis to get him some touches early and just kind of get him involved early? Does that make him maybe different players?
Yeah, I think anytime the ball is in the hands of our players early is great. We're fortunate to have a lot of those players on our roster. So you could say that for a lot of guys. Jarvis is one of our players of many at the skill position that really does, have the opportunity to get the ball in their hands early, and it is helpful to that individual. We're always going to base off our decisions on what's best for the team and who we're getting the ball to early and what's best for the team. But certainly I know those players selfishly like the ball in their hands early.
He's a guy that doesn't drop passes normally, and he's had a couple now.
Back in 30.
There?
No, I don't think there's anything that jumps out at you on his drops other than we just need to be more consistent. And I think that's true of not only catching the football, but other techniques that we evaluate during the course of a game. There's a lot of areas we need to be more consistent of. Certainly, he wants to catch the ball every time, and that's what our expectation is of him. But there's nothing that we're going to fundamentally change at this point. We're just going to go out there and try to be more consistent and do what he's done a lot of times in his career and catch the ball very consistently.
You're up.
This is the first time that Baker will have played with Odell and Jarvis since the Cincinnati game?
Since the opening play of the Cincinnati game, yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's a long time.
Very long time, and it's a bummer that you won't have DPJ out there. And Chad O'Shea, we're huge fans of his on this program. I think the fact that on that Thursday night game on a short week when there were so limited reps, the guy that was going to play the highest percentage of your wide receiver snaps goes out in warm-ups.
Yeah.
And they're able to adjust on the fly and have people step in and step up. That speaks not only to the individual player's preparation, but to what Chad O'Shea does and demands of the guys in that room to be ready to go at all times. And I think, we're very fortunate to have him, a tremendous offensive mind for the Cleveland Browns, a tremendous wide receiver coach as well. And he's a guy that I am thrilled that we have on our staff. And I think you see the play when it doesn't matter who's out there. Receivers always are playing at a high level for this football team. And I'm talking about guys stepping up, whether it's Felton, whether it's, Hollywood Higgins having a career year, whether it's DPJ bursting onto the scene as he has done. And the guy just continues to make plays. It's a lot of the credit goes obviously to those guys. They're the ones who are going out there and executing and performing at a high level. But it also, a lot of the credit's got to go to Chad O'Shea.
Did you see what happened to DPJ? I mean, it
was just warm. He had soft tissue. I think it's a groin. I wanted to say. I think
it was one of those. Did you see him walk off or hobble off?
I talked to him pregame at the point when the news came out, and he just pulled and running one of his routes. I did not see the moment.
Isn't that crazy? Like
it's awful.
You're fine tuned to the point of like an Italian sports car, and you're just doing literally a warm up to play, and that's it.
Yeah.
And now you're done for who knows how long.
Yeah, it's like Francesco Bernoulli in Cars 2, and then unfortunately you blow the engine.
I'm a big Cars guy. I think Cars are great. That's great.
I think Cars 2 I love Cars 2. It's got
that's
a
the
little
one
Bond
that's
feel.
in Europe, so you get Bond.
Yeah, you got the Monaco Grand Prix.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Yugos for a nod to my homeland of Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
The Yugos are the bad guys.
Yeah, that's a win. That's a win.
Sure.
You know what's in circulation right now on the HBO is The Internship with Vaughn and Wilson.
Oh, it's really making the rounds?
It's making the rounds. I hadn't seen it in forever.
I feel like I brought that up like a month ago or 2 months ago.
Did you really?
Randomly out of nowhere. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. Well, we always say on the line, like you said. Oh, no, we're going to put it on the line. You mean like Instagram? No, on the line. We're going to put it on the line. There's a lot of that's great, and it just doesn't get the same. It just wasn't in rotation.
I feel like the Starsky and Hutch was an elite film that gets lost out of that, the Stiller Wilson genre.
I don't have
for
a problem
some
with
reason. That's a great, and it is eminently rewatchable.
Yeah, it is, but it just isn't it's not in the rotation like some of the others.
No.
All right, coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to get you set. We will get the full injury report for you. We will do a little bit. What are we doing? Oh, my gosh. We got over-unders.
Over-unders are coming.
Over-unders are coming. The scores are coming.
Oh, boy, a big hour, too. Steeler Week Football Friday.
Oh, boy.
What a treat.
Really is. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. When it comes to mattresses, Northeast Factory Direct really outdid themselves. They searched the entire country to find the best factory with the best warranties, and now they have the latest technology and mattresses for a fraction of the cost. During Northeast Factory Direct's garage sale, you can get a queen pillow top mattress starting at just $399, a double-sided pillow top for just $699. And when you buy that queen prestige mattress for $699 or king prestige for $799, you're going to get a bundle of free stuff. A set of sheets, 2 pillows, mattress protector. You can get these Comfort Cool mattresses, premium hybrid mattress, all natural, cold face cover, layers of airflow comfort to keep you comfortable while you're sleeping. Comfortable, comfortable, comfortable. Check them out. West 140th Street in Cleveland, Lakeland Boulevard in Euclid, or Freeway Drive in Macedonia, or shop them online at northeastfactorydirect.com. Get you updated on where we are heading into the Steelers on Sunday. Baker Mayfield is in. That is the headline of the day. He will return to the starting lineup on Sunday despite the torn labrum and the fracture in his shoulder. He has practiced all week. He has looked good all week, and you expect that to continue this weekend as Six manages to play through the pain. We will be without Denzel Ward. If you'd listened to the program this week, you probably got the feeling that was going to be the case. He is down this week with the soft tissue injury with the hamstring. DPJ out as well. Of course, Kareem and JOK, we knew those guys would be out as they are on OR. In terms of who is in, if you can set that aside, pretty healthy. Your full complement of offensive linemen will be in for Sunday. Nick Chubb will be in for Sunday. That is obviously a very, very big deal after not seeing number 24 for a couple of weeks. This is a critical game. You will have both Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. This goes back all the way to the Cincinnati game from a year ago, so they will be playing together for the first time in a very long time with Baker Mayfield. And you think about how critical this game is, guys. You have a couple of objectives. You have to keep pace with Baltimore and Cincinnati in the north, and you can squash Pittsburgh before they get any momentum. You lose this one, and all of a sudden you are at the bottom of the AFC North, which is not a place that you would want to be in any way, shape, or form. By the way, Ohio versus Pennsylvania this weekend. Buckeyes and Nittanies on Saturday, and then us and Pittsburgh on Sunday.
Do you think James Franklin knows who he's playing?
I think he might be crazy like a fox. I was talking to some guys over there that think that there's a chance that he's doing all of this and creating all this interest so that they give him some more things he wants over there, like facilities and paying his coaching and those type of things. So that could be the case. I do and you've lived in Ohio all your life, most of your life anyway, Gibby, me for a very long time. These two states are so similar in terms of their give-a-damn level for football. It just, and in terms of the states up here, I think these are two that matter as much here as any place in the country. You think about Pennsylvania, I think we got it better than anybody Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and so I think it works. And I think it makes for natural rivalries for both, and hopefully we come out.
Saturday night games are weird. Sitting around all day, it's almost like you're –
I know it.
It's like your Thursday night NFL game. You're kind of like, Ohio State should win this game.
They should.
They're the better team.
I think they're going to absolutely beast them. I don't think they can keep up in any way, shape, or form. I really don't. What's that smirk for?
Look.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my gosh. Zegura has entered the studio with a Mach twirl. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. It is time for over-under. Click the mic. Get it a click. You don't need it. Oh, my gosh.
Ooh, yeah, I told you, Gibby, your reign was going to be short because the match is back. Yeah, ooh, I wore this robe all those many years ago to defend my World Heavyweight Championship against Hulk Hogan, yeah, in London, England, yeah. Then I brought it back tonight for you, Gibby, because last week in the over-unders, yeah, there was a guy named Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, yeah. But I was perfect. 5-0, yeah. 5-0. Soak it in the sequence, yeah.
This thing is
Who needs a mic?
Is this an actual Mach robe?
This is indeed the very robe that he wore to the ring as the WWF champion in London, England, defending his belt against the one and only Hulk Hogan. That's right. From the Mach's estate himself. So good. Look at the spark.
Unreal.
Look at the shine. Yeah, you're making hungry eyes at the robe. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think that is an attention getter, folks, right there.
I knew I should have just taken that garment bag and made it disappear.
So
totally.
for the people, so Z had this set up because we've had Chesty Gibby a couple of times after two separate 4-1 stretches for
And
him.
I'm putting in the work in the gym so I can be Chesty, and now I get a chance to show it, yeah.
I do like the people walking around the building looking at you.
They don't even know what to make of the madness. Yeah.
You hit it. No, they don't. They're not sure. For
we're
those
sure.
not on the stream, he is
grab my chair.
in an actual Macho Man Savage robe with headband, complete with headband.
It's the full regalia. I didn't want to wear the shades because Gibby had already worn shades. Yeah, that would be the only thing to complete
The
the
trendsetter.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Oh,
my
there it is.
music. Ooh, where's Senior Swag now? He's right here. Yeah, I'm Senior Swag today. That's right.
Oh my gosh.
You
Somebody-
thought you had a good run, Gibby, but I said I've seen flavors of the month like you at Baskin Robbins. Yeah, you were that grape ice who just had a nice run without days over. Yeah, the staples.
Oh, what a job.
No more Spumoni.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And the reason that is so is because you did go, Macho Zegura did go 5-0.
That's right.
How many?
This
Because
is the real deal you're looking at there, friend.
there are people that are walking around who, in the old days, we knew everybody, and I know you probably know more people than I do. I'm new to being back in the building here in the last couple months, but there are people here that I don't recognize, that I don't know if they
That's
show.
right.
Sit down, because I'm tired of changing the
Jeff
camera.
O'Reilly
I've had to
walking
keep
down
tweaking the
stairs.
camera.
Greg Korn from California. He sees the madness and he respects what he's seeing from the robe. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Gibby, are you seeing the faces of the humans? It's amazing.
Greg Rush, do you want some of the madness? Yeah.
No, he does not.
Ooh,
He does
yeah.
not.
CFO, certified friendly, awesome dude, outstanding. Yeah. Certified financial outstandingness. Yeah, went to the doctor earlier today, and the doctor told me, Mach, you're OCD, one cool dude. Thank you very much.
Z goes 5-0 last week in over-unders.
That's right, say it again.
I think we made
Five.
that point clear.
Say it again
5-0.
for those who can't hear clearly the first time. Yeah, distracted.
okay.
We're in a
Like, give
society,
the
their
man his little
noses are in
gold
their
star.
phones.
Get the man a gold star.
Give him a gold star.
I know.
Gibby went 2
You
and
see
3.
how much gold there is here? There's gold and silver and bronze. Yeah. Every position on the podium. None left for you, Gibby. Nope. None for you.
2 and 3 for Gibby.
Oh, boy.
Overall, Z 16 and
Who cares?
19.
Let's
Nobody-
focus on the last
nobody
week.
cares.
5-0, yeah. That's how it works. You could lose 100 matches in a row in the WWE, but then when it's your turn at the title, at the Hulkster Gibster, and you beat him 1, 2, 3, guess what? He's yesterday's news, and you're the champ carrying the belt. That's where we are. Yeah, who cares about the rest?
Give me 20 and 15.
What?
Overall.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
20 and 15? What's Zegura?
All right, we'll start with the
Hold
champion's
on.
prerogative.
Wait, what is Zegura's record?
Jason Gibbs, most recent loser. Yeah. Macho Zegura, most
been called
recent
worse.
winner
Ask my
and
ex-wife.
champion. Yeah.
Look at the boss.
Oh, boy. JW, soak it in the match's robe. Yeah, from London, England. That's right, baby. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. You can YouTube it for the people out there. You can see the robe in action. Yeah.
What is Zegura's record?
16 and 19.
Okay, so I got a 4-game lead still. I got
Nobody
some-
cares.
I
I'm
got
the
some
champ
room to play
now,
with.
and I have a robe.
Well,
and you
Mach
don't.
champ goes first. Chubb Johnson, total yards.
Ooh, boy.
Interesting
Careful.
ring to it, doesn't it?
Be
Yeah.
careful there, Beau Bishop. Okay, all right. We're trying to stay on the air, yeah.
Total yards, 159.5. Champ.
Ooh, yeah. Just like the match went to the top rope and he dropped that elbow. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, CC Cat. She likes what she sees from the Macho Man. I like the over. Give it.
What was the number?
159.5.
Totally
Chubbin.
distracted. 159.5. I'll take the over.
Yep.
Next.
Oh, following my lead. I see what you're doing there. Yeah. Riding the Macho's coattails. Many people have done it in the past. Yeah.
Gibby. Total yards, Najee Harris, 122.5. Najee.
Under.
Much?
Ooh, yeah, sometimes you're the leader, sometimes you're the leader, and I say under as well.
Oh, follow along.
Well, if I'd
Down
gotten
the
to
yellow
go
brick
first,
road,
I'd be the
baby.
leader. That's why I said sometimes you're the leader and sometimes you're the leader, yeah.
Next.
Over or under?
Sacks, interceptions, and fumbles created by our
Ugh.
defense against the Pittsburgh
I
offense.
hate this number.
You do well on it. You've done all right. Oh, no, you haven't. You guys
No.
both struggle.
No, you haven't. You struggled mightily. Yeah, that's where I get my advantage, yeah.
The number is 3.1. 3.1. Macho
Beau
Zegura.
Bishop. You're speaking my language right here. 3.1, yeah. This is a big night for the Browns, even though it's happening at 1 o'clock. It's prime time somewhere, yeah. And we're going to go over right there. Ben Roethlisberger, 5 giveaways last time. Maybe we're going to do it again, yeah.
Give it. 3.1.
Under.
Ooh, you're going to regret the day that you defied the
boy.
match.
Next.
Show me defense.
Over
Let's go.
or under?
Baker Mayfield, completion percentage. Who's this for? This is you?
This is for last week's loser.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Give it. 65%.
I think the weather is going to be better than people think, first and foremost. I'm going to say over.
Mach?
Well, the Macho Man, he likes to go in and study the statistics for a
Not
little
me.
bit. People think that sometimes the Mach, he's just wheeling and dealing, flying by the seat of his pants. Yeah, let me ask you something, because I'm too busy training and focusing on what needs to get done. Do you have a calculator on that phone, Beau Bishop? Yeah, do you have a calculator?
Yes, I do.
Can you run some numbers
Mr.
for me?
Man. Yeah, I can.
139 divided by 351. Yeah, what does that tell you?
39.39?
No. Try it again.
The other way you meant.
139 divided by 212. Yeah, that's got a better ring to it, yeah.
65.5.
And what was the number?
65.
Are you Vegas?
That's right.
Jeez, Beau Bishop's like Las Vegas, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. What did Gibby do?
Over.
Follow along. Follow along.
He gulps life.
You
he
gonna,
never wants
you gonna
to do
take
the
you
under.
gonna take a shot at
Only
our quarterback?
Because I want to go 5-0 again. He's going to do what Case Keenum did for me last week, coming at 64.9, yeah.
Next.
Over or under?
Ooh, yeah. Carlos Osagura. He's out there and he's liking what he sees from the match, yeah.
He's wanting to know if you can help him move.
He's got fire coming out of his
'Cause
helmet.
that's what we do on game weekends.
Oh, the actual over-under, Mr. Man, 42.5.
Ooh, 42.5, yeah. This
Low.
has all the makings of a slugfest. Everybody's saying it right now. If the Steelers don't score 20, they don't win. The Browns' defense and their wins hold people to 12. Browns, 37. Steelers, 12. Over, just like I went over Gibby last week. Yeah, that's what I did. Everybody said, oh, Gibby, he's the immovable object, the irresistible force. Yeah, and I said, but I'm the Macho Man, biding my time. Yeah, until the time is right when Gibby's feeling real chesty, feeling really good. And then I went over in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to do it again. Yeah.
Yeah, babe.
Yeah, I'm going over.
Over.
Like, go
You
ahead.
steal my answers. You're making eyes at my answers, Gibby, and I don't like it.
I think we have one different this week. Thanks for
Yeah.
following along.
Yeah. For a running back, getting extra yards is great, but ball security, the first priority. For gamblers, keeping priorities straight, also important. Make sure all your bills are paid before you spend money on fun stuff like gambling. Get more tips like this at keepitfunohio.com. Your keys to victory up next. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Beau Bishop here for Raising Cane's. Don't call a timeout. Make the right play and score some hand-battered chicken fingers on this drive with Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Bring home a box combo. 4 hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, fresh coleslaw, buttery Texas toast, and Raising Cane's secret cane sauce. Top it all off with delicious iced tea or fresh squeezed lemonade. Game day never tasted so good. And a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks. Before we get into Keys to Victory, I said this to you off air. It needs to be said on air as well. You do the best macho I've ever heard anybody do. And I've never heard a more impressive than what you just did. Because I know you need a lot of water. Make sure that get some lemon tea or something tonight. But that was 12 minutes,
I have
folks.
years of training.
12 minutes off the cuff, as much. It's as good as it gets. That's the best extended Mach impression I've ever seen.
I really enjoyed it. I had a great time with that. I wanted it. And who cares about the picks anymore? Week 8, this is all anybody's going to remember. This Friday.
It's all that matters. It's all that matters.
October the 29th.
Is there one person that if they would have walked up those stairs, you'd have went, oh, I really wish they wouldn't have walked up?
No.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, we just had ownership was involved.
Well,
they were pleased.
Yeah.
Listen, we're here giving I'm putting my heart and soul into this show for the fans of the Cleveland Browns.
For the people.
That's right.
That was spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Are you up for Keys to Victory?
Am I? Of course I am.
Go right ahead.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the Keys to Victory against the Steelers.
There.
I almost got into it. I almost did. Right. All right, number 1, contain TJ Watt. Look at him. Is he looking for the robe? Look at that saunter.
I don't know what he was pointing at.
Scarlett.
Shoes. Young Scarlett was pointing at something.
He's pleased with his footwear,
yeah.
Bringing the heat on the feet. Number 1, contain TJ Watt for his career. Watt, frankly, he's terrorized the Browns. 9 sacks, 14 tackles for loss, 15 quarterback hits, and 1 interception. 8 of the 9 sacks were produced in Watt's 6 non-losses against the Browns, while just 1 sack was generated in the Browns' 2 victories, including no sacks, no quarterback hits at all in the wild card win. Since the start of the 2020 season, TJ Watt leads the NFL in sacks, tackles for loss, and quarterback hits. We've already talked. Okay, great. He's good. But we've got Jack Conklin, 2-time first-team All-Pro. Jack Conklin has not allowed a single sack to TJ Watt in either of their 2020 meetings, marking the first and second times in Watt's career that he's failed to register a sack against the Browns. Keeping him away in Week 8 is going to go a long way to a Browns win. Keep talking about the number 20 because
that's it. That's the one.
I was talking with one of the members of our organization, one of the luminaries who was in attendance last night, Mr. Safer, and he asked me some Steelers facts, and I said, when the Steelers under Mike Tomlin have held their opponents to 19 or fewer points, they are 115. And he was kind of taken aback by that stat. He goes, first of all, that's a lot of games.
Incredible sample size.
It's 115 games. If you think about there being 16 games in a season,
yeah.
And how long's Tomlin been there? Obviously, it's more than a decade. Significantly.
Yeah.
But
Wasn't
is
it like
that much more?
06, 07, somewhere in there?
All right, so call it 06.
Yeah,
so let's call
in there. Yeah.
Let's call it 15 seasons.
Yeah, Cowher retired. Did Cowher retire after they won the Super Bowl? After they beat the Lions in the Super Bowl? Or not the Lions. They won it in Detroit against Seattle.
Yeah.
I think he retired there right
Nonetheless.
It's been a long, but that's still an incredible number. It's 115 games.
Which is a huge number. I mean, that's 7 seasons, 8 seasons worth just about.
Yeah.
Of just keeping people under 19 or fewer points. And what Safer said to me, which I thought was great, is first of all, he's blown away by how many games that was. But then he said, I would just love to have any slice of anything where you could say, I'm 115 in this scenario.
That's a good line out of him.
Right?
Yeah, it's a very good line.
I'm 115 when this happens.
Since 07, he's been
okay.
Coach, yeah.
So that's pretty darn good. So that's a big number for them, and it's also a big number for them when they score 20 or more. When they score 20 or more, not as impressive as 115, but they're 123 and 33, which is 78% wins. 87% when they hold the opponent under 20. That number is told the stale. You don't need to look at anything else other than that in their games this season. When they score 20 points, they're 3-0. When they don't, they're 0-3. When their opponent scores 20 or more, they are 1-3. When their opponent does not, they're 2-0. I mean, that is, you just break it down right there. That tells you the story. Now, the Browns, they have held their opponents to an average of 12 points per game. By the way, Mach was dialed in on some of the stats that he was
Really
throwing out
was.
there,
It's amazing.
which is impressive. It's almost like he read the winning
Like he
mix,
knew, like he
which
knew
is
the
currently
winning mix.
published at cleanbrowns.com, Browns mobile app. No big deal. So that's a big one. That's what we need to do. Hold them down. We do that, we win. And finally, it's the turnover battle. Here's another pretty impressive set of numbers. Under Mike Tomlin, when the Steelers are neutral, so just tied or win the turnover battle, Bo, they're 122-19, which is actually more impressive than 115. 122-19. Is it? Maybe it's not. I don't know. Feels like it. Feels impressive. So far this year, 3-0 when they're tied or neutral in the turnover battle. Or win the turnover battle. 0-3 when they've lost it. I mean, it's easy. The recipe is straightforward. We go out there, we take the football away, we don't give them the football, we limit their offense, make them really work to get it down the field, no big plays. You're going to get some sacks, force Ben to hold it, you're going to win the turnover battle. Last year, in the 2 games we won, we were +5 and +1 in the turnover battle. In the game we lost, we were negative in the turnover battle. And it was really just that simple. By the way, in the games we won, we held them down in Week 17. It wasn't Ben. And the other one, we put 40 on and won the turnover battle +5. Of course, we're winning in that scenario. But that's it. It really is simple. Come out and be clean. When we're clean, we're still 9-1 under Kevin Stefanski. We have a clean sheet regardless of anything else that happens in the game. So that's important. Baker Mayfield coming back. The Steelers are going to try to get some turnovers. Of course they are. They're ball seeking. They haven't been as great at this year as they have been in the past. We haven't either. That's the emphasis. We heard Kevin Stefanski last night on the Kevin Stefanski show. That's all they're tracking how many times guys are punching the ball out in practice.
Yeah.
We got to get the football out, and if we do, we got to get it, and we got to win this game.
Well said.
Are we already the scores?
Where are the scores?
I mean, I need a – where's Dickie V? Give me a T.O., baby.
The scores coming
By the way, best to Dick Vitale in his battle with cancer.
Yeah, absolutely. For a running back, getting extra yards is great, but ball security is always the first priority. For gamblers, keeping
turnovers.
priorities straight. Important. Make sure all your bills are paid before you spend money on fun stuff like gambling. Get more tips like this at keepitfunohio.com. The scores coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Whether you're buying or selling a home with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, you're always going to find a winning strategy. If you plan to make a move this season, they're going to have you covered. At Howard Hanna, every day is game day. Visit howardhanna.com/GoBrowns today. And time now for a little segment we like to call The Scores. Please do pay attention.
Pay attention to the scores. We're already off to a start for the Thursday Night Club.
Week 8. But before that, we go back to Week 7. Zegura.
Oh, on a week where there were only 13 games, Beau and I came through for you. 9-4 for me, 8-5 for Beau. By my calculations, that's a lot of games over 500. Beau goes from 20, he was 3 games over 500, to 23. I go from 18 also to 23.
Wow.
We both sit 23 games over 500, as I like to say, a combined 46 games over 500.
You're welcome.
What can I say except you're welcome? That's right.
Great song.
Great song. Rock.
Great song, yeah.
All right, let's get to it, gentlemen. And we start in the NFC South. The Carolina Panthers 3-4 on the season. I think Darnold's their quarterback. Who knows? They travel to Atlanta. Beau's favorite team, the 3-3 Falcons, making a little push for that number 2 spot in the NFC South. Bishop.
The gutless Falcons, just gutless, pathetic, loser Falcons are 3-3.
They are.
They found Kyle Pitts a little bit. I hate to give them the due that they deserve for fear that it will only come back to haunt me, and yet I will. I don't understand this. This feels like it should be more.
It makes no sense.
Makes no sense. They made us sweat it out last week, just barely held on. I think they take care of business here. Falcons 31, Carolina 17.
Zegura.
Same.
Onward we go in week number 8 of the NFL foosball season. The Bengals, fresh off the beating in Baltimore last week, still on the road. This week, a trip to New Jersey to take on the 1-5 Jets. Any chance of a letdown? Looking ahead to the Browns next week, maybe? Zegura, what say you?
I think that this is a monster line. Everybody saw what they did to the Baltimore Ravens. Makes sense. The Giants are dreadful. But
Jets, you mean?
The Giants.
No,
is it the Jets?
It's the Jets.
Jets, Jets.
He just
Jets.
said New York, and I wrote Giants.
Oh, sad, because
So
that gives you a little different feel on it, doesn't it?
Totally. Okay. We're Burrow and the boys. Ram it. I was going to say, I thought that line for the Giants was absurd.
Yeah. No. Jets.
Fine.
Jets. I just said the 1-5 Jets.
Jets.
I'm in search of the Macho Man in London, so I can find the link for that.
Yeah, it's honestly, I think
They're starting Mike White.
Mike White getting the start. I don't even know who he is.
No idea.
The last time since he played a bad team, they absolutely beasted him. That was against Detroit.
Also on the road.
Also on the road. I think they're primed. They got a lot of confidence down there. You listen to them talk this week. I think they come out ready, and I think they poured on pretty good, 31-1.
Wow. Interesting. It will be an interesting game to follow for the first quarter and a half to see where things stand. Houston playing host to the Rams. Little nugget from Adam Schefter. Davis Mills gets the start for the Texans on Sunday.
Boy.
Rams,
changes.
Texans.
I already typed it in.
So did I.
I'd already typed it in. I was
Well, that's why I'm trying to help you out here.
Appreciate
Good
it,
job
Gibbe.
to you. A
Good
fair
job.
Gibbe. A fair Gibbe. Last week, the Rams did not handle business. They did not handle business in an emotional return for Jared Goff to Los Angeles.
I feel like that was almost a setup just to show him exactly who he was in their minds and break. We're going to let you stay close. We're going to let you drive all the way down. Then we're going to pick you off in the end zone and say, that's right, Jared.
Just Davis Mills, just ram it. Brandon Cooks, everyone quitting. Rams, big. By $1 billion.
Next Tuesday, I would like to do a show where we talk about all the people we would like to be traded. Brandon Cooks would be on that list for me.
I like that. Maybe
by the way, this coming in from NFL Network, Deshaun Jackson and the Rams have mutually agreed to seek a trade partner before
He's not playing.
So he wants out, huh? I mean, they tried so hard to get him going early. Remember, they kept trying to hit him on the go.
Van Jefferson's better than he is.
Yeah.
And so
34-year-old can still run, averaging 27.6 yards per catch this year.
On how many catches?
75-yard TD.
Well, I mean, what's the sample size there?
I don't
small.
know.
But he
Answer for that.
5.
Yeah.
Just looking at numbers.
I'll take the.
If it was Tyrod, I would have gone the other way.
These lines are nuts. That's the
wait till we
problem.
get to the next
It is interesting. We talk about this being a league that is built on parity,
Yeah.
and yet we have.
No. We talked about this week. It's not built on parity.
It's not, but it's
there's
in
12
theory.
or 15 contenders.
Right, this year.
5 middle class, and then 8 brutal. I don't even know if that math works, but you get the point.
What I'm saying is we have done the scores at a high level for many, many years.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
There has never been a point in time where there are consistently 3 double-digit lines a week in the National Football League.
I think
that's happening
that's been the case
this year.
Yeah, I think it's
3
that
a
goes
week.
back like 5-6 weeks in a row. There's been at least 3.
And somebody at
monsters.
like
9.5.
more than 2 touchdowns, which is nuts. That doesn't happen in the NFL, but it does now.
All right, up next, gentlemen, the Dolphins. 1 win on the season. They go up to upstate New York. Buffalo. They get Buffalo at least before the snow starts flying. Buffalo playing host to the Dolphins in a big AFC matchup. Bishop, what say you?
Dolphins have been frisky the last couple of weeks, but a weird week down there. The weird press conference from the coach today. Bills coming off kind of a disappointing loss for them. They're focused, brutal weather. I'm sure it's going to suck up there from a weather standpoint. Give me the Bills 31, Miami 4.
Bills beat them 35-0 in the first matchup in Miami back in week 2. They lose by 3 to the Raiders, 10 to the Colts, get shellacked by the Bucks, 3 to the Jags, 2 to the Falcons. That's a lot of points. Who isn't taking the Buffalo Bills? Me. That's who.
Oh,
Buffalo
boy.
40, Miami 27.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's right.
All right. Someone's getting pretty chesty on the scores too, it looks like.
Well, we are 23 games over 500, Gibby.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Don't sell yourself short. You're a tremendous Flash.
Thank you.
Philly on the road in Detroit. The Lions still looking for win number 1. A good opportunity here with the 2-5 Eagles. I still don't know how the Eagles have won 2 games. Their coach talking about roots growing in the ground and watering the tree and all this. Hey, dude, your team sucks.
Spielman going into the ring after the emotional video. Lions coach out there battling, onside kicking, fake punting, fake everything.
Anything to get a win.
Anything to get a win.
Anything.
They get it this week. I'm so actually surprised this is that big because Philly stinks. Lions.
I'm with you.
Ram it.
I can't support the growing of flowers. I support the Lions.
What would you do on a quick aside? Because
DLD, it's going to be a party on
It's
Monday.
going to be a party.
DLD.
Yep. What would you do with Goff if you're them? Does it allow you to me, it allows them to not force a quarterback in this draft.
Because of the way he's playing?
Yeah. Like he's more than fine for a couple of years. You don't have to make Sam Howell something he's not. You have to reach. Like you can just take
I would
player.
want to at least observe, give him some NFL receivers.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We said at the beginning of the year, he's set up to fail.
Yes.
So that could be part of their plan too. I don't know. So you don't think even if they pick one that there's anybody?
There's not a quarterback in this
worthy.
draft. You're not going to force Malik Willis, the kid from Liberty, Sam Howell. Rattler was the guy where he's talking about he's benched. Like there's nobody. There's nobody in this draft that you say I got to move mountains to get.
Gotcha.
So I wouldn't force it. I don't think they need to. I think he affords them the option of time. They can fill the roster up, and then they're still going to be bad, and then be in a position to draft a quarterback in the next couple of years.
Get a weapon. At least when you had Calvin Johnson, you were fun.
Yeah, got to have weapons.
Get a weapon.
All right,
Swift, though, is pretty fun to watch.
Up
Good fantasy
next,
player.
Week 8 football action. Did we give scores for all that? We did.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Lions.
Okay.
Ram it.
Figured. 49ers 2-4 on the year. 0-3 at home. 2-1 on the road. They come east to Chicago to battle the 3-4 Bears. No Khalil Mack, ruled out with the foot injury today. Up in Chicago, is Chris Tabor the head coach?
He is.
Where's Matt Nagy?
Nobody knows.
No one knows.
Chaos.
Carmen
49ers at Bears. Zegura.
Nerd.
Dad, do you think we could finally win a game on the road and maybe get some momentum? I have this Gibby guy saying that my friend Kyle, who's a gangster, he's on the hot seat, Dad.
Nate, Gibby's a sensationalist journalist, like all of them today. Don't worry about it. Last week, our hopes were washed away by an atmospheric river.
Sensationalist journalist.
Nate, nobody's ever heard of that. What's an atmospheric river? It
Trendsetter
washed
action.
away our hopes. It was sad, but the beef soup was great. So was the visit. Appreciate it. Nate, we get it back. Justin Fields is going to try to show Kyle how good he would have looked in a Niners uniform by repeatedly throwing the ball to the Niners. Niners, ram it.
The Bills and the Males, girl.
Niners 6. Niners 7, Bears 2. And by the way, when this if the next 18 minutes goes as well as the first hour and 40 does, this will be your magnum opus episode of Cleveland Browns Daily.
This will be
because
on
the
reel.
line that you just threw in for the people there on the Pedro was so perfect.
Thank you.
So perfect.
Yeah, indeed. And by the way, if the 49ers go ahead and choke this one away on Sunday, well, Monday could be really, really interesting.
Oh my gosh, a fired Kyle.
It's not even on the. It's not even. There may be outside people who want that, but I can tell you,
I think it's growing.
nobody wants it.
Maybe people need to take a harder look.
That will be one of the great moments, a Chesty Gibby after a fired Kyle Shanahan.
I mean, every coach is going to get fired at some point.
No, but like if it happens soon.
It's
it's
not.
just-
Yeah.
They're going to at least give him this season and next.
All right, we'll see. Oh, now we're shortening the term. All right.
I'd say that's a minimum.
Up next, big one in the AFC South. The Tennessee Titans, they will not have Julio Jones on Sunday again. Tennessee traveling to Indianapolis. The Colts now 3-4, winners of 2 straight. They are 2 games back of the 5-2 Titans. Bishop.
Make it 3 back. I don't understand the number. And sometimes people want to say, oh, boy, am I overthinking this? I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to do what I say, what's in my mind, and that is Tennessee's better. So give me the Titans. The fact that I'm getting points, beautiful. Give me Titans.
This is one that my buddy the Kid would call a spread theory game.
Oh.
Who in the world looks at this and expect it? Did you expect this number?
No.
I thought
Tennessee
-2.
the other way.
Yeah. Tennessee -2 at Indy. Therefore, I cannot choose the cup in front of you, and I will take Carson Wentz.
Oh, my gosh.
Quietly playing good. T.Y. wants to be a part of it in the dome. Colts, 70.
Oh, my gosh.
Titans, 4.
Wow. Beatdown. Just a beatdown in Indy. Imagine the headlines in the Tennessean.
The Wentz
after
wagon.
The 70-4 win.
Reich, the quarterback whisperer.
Circling the wagons.
Wow.
That'd be pretty stellar. Up next, Jacksonville 1-5 on the football season. Urban Meyer and company headed west to Seattle to battle the 2-5 Seattle Seahawks. I know that there's some clunkers of games going on. This is my inmate game of the week because who wants to watch Geno Smith and no one wants to watch Jacksonville. Zegura.
I feel gross even suggesting something there. Oh, is somebody at the back door? Bootsy.
Uh-oh.
Are you out having your evening soak? Can
Your
you see
evening
who it is?
soak, son. Would you like to have an evening soak? Oh, it's Trevor Lawrence. Trevor, come on in. Come on in. Come on in.
Oh, you're bringing Marvin Jones Jr. with you. Come on in. James Robinson, yeah.
Jacksonville, huge. 19, Seattle, 20.
I love where your head is at, except there's a guy who's got different plans. Apparently changes plans all the time. And plans are made for the Jags to win, but DK Metcalf said,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
changing my
Oh,
plans
he's changing
at the
the
last
plans.
second.
Just
And I'm
adding.
going 80 yards to the house.
His friends will come over.
Several. Everybody's going to be there.
Everyone's
a whole
coming
group.
over.
Come on, Tyler Lockett. You want to come? Geno Smith. Sure.
Yeah.
Alex Collins.
Yeah.
4 of us. Seattle.
Oh,
24.
changed my mind. You come
Jags,
too.
20. That's right. You get to come back. I said you away. Now you're back.
Up next, guys, New England,
Gibby
the
even know what we're
Patriots.
talking about?
No,
I feel like
Google
you'd
it,
love
kids. Google it.
Google
That was a big one.
That was a good one.
The Patriots, another one of those teams that can't win at home, but 2-0 on the road. 1-4 home, 2-0 on the road. Patriots going to Los Angeles to battle the Chargers. 4-2 on the football season.
One of my favorite things every week is your pronunciation of Los Angeles. When you, I love that. It's like Zorro again. On to Los Angeles. Loves it. Absolutely loves it. This is inflated because people think that Belichick hates the Jets in a way that few people hate anything. And so he put 50 on them, and I think it's inflated because of that. Chargers are better. Ram it. Big. Chargers. 66. Belichick. 3.
I agree with this one. I'm with you. Ram it.
Up next, guys, another big one.
You can run the
NFC.
ball on them. Damian Harris, by the way, quietly 3 100-yard games on the season. Just saying. Ram it
Going
still.
to the Dome
Let's
in the
move on.
NFC
Next.
South.
Next. Ram it.
Falcons and Panthers played at 1 o'clock. Later in the day, Tampa Bay on the road, 6-1, going to 4-2.
We
New
passed
Orleans.
over it. Tampa.
Ram it.
You
Ram
did?
Tampa. Yes.
I didn't
Ram
hear
it.
Next.
By 1 billion.
I appreciate you letting us know
Yeah.
about Carolina, Atlanta, though.
Yeah, it's
You're trying to say the NFC South.
Yeah,
All
it's an
intra-division.
NFC South day.
Yeah.
Washington at Denver.
Oh, boy.
Denver coming off of that Thursday night loss to the Cleveland Browns. Washington, no idea what to expect.
Jerry Jeudy is back.
Yay.
Theodore. I like their backs. I'll tell you what, I like that Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams combo. They've got more talent. Denver finally gets off the schneid. 30. Football team. 25.
Same.
Here comes the one to trip you all up. Sunday night foosball to wrap up Week 8, prior to the Monday Nighter, of course. Wrapping up a Sunday of Week 8. While you done trick-or-treating, it's Dallas, 5-1, visiting the 3-3 Minnesota Vikings. Not sure what's happening with Dak.
That's all you need to know.
I would have taken him regardless. I think that this feels like a Minnesota
liked him
win
as a dog. I
Yeah.
loved him. And now I like him as a fave.
Yeah.
Vikings by 30. Cooper Rush.
Wow.
Cooper Rush.
Coop Rush.
Coop Rush.
The heck is that?
Guy's thrown 2 passes in his career back in 2017. They didn't go so well either, by the way.
He's been in the league that long.
Dude.
Just bouncing around.
Collecting.
What are we doing?
That's a
Collecting
great gig if you
checks.
can get
Great
it.
gig.
Unbelievable. I'm with you. Yeah, Minnesota.
I think I'm going to challenge. I think I'm going to challenge Cooper Rush to a match-off for his job.
Well, I don't know that he'd stand a chance. I don't know that he'd stand a chance. Our final thoughts and our game.
And the Cowboys would stand equal chance.
They
with
would have
both
a
me and Cooper Rush.
same
So
chance.
Why not?
We'll do our game coming up next. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. When you're on the injured list, get a little help, get back in the game. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO today for a free case review. Elk & Elk is a proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. It is Browns, it is Steelers, it is Sunday at 1 at the stadium on Halloween, my friend.
I believe that the score was already given.
Yeah, you
perhaps
did.
by the match.
I believe
if
you
I'm
did.
not mistaken,
I believe
in
the
the
Mach
over-under,
did give
it was
it,
something
yeah.
like 37-12. I'm in.
Yeah, I am.
Sign
too.
me up.
I think it's a lot of Nick Chubb, and I think it's some matchup problems for them. I think a defensive line is going to be a problem for them. Najee Harris is going to be the key, like tackling him in space and not letting him, because he's gotten moving the last couple of weeks. That'll be the key to it.
They've missed a lot of tackles. Everybody we talked to about the Steelers has said that that's been a problem for them. Well, with a healthy and robust Nick Chubb back,
yeah,
shifty D'Ernest,
chomping at the bit.
Oh my goodness, yeah, he's got to reel some fish in.
Yeah. What is, you asked me this last night on the coaches show, I'll ask it to you. What percentage of our crowd is in costume on Sunday? Because it's tricky. Like, how does that?
I'm going to say 40, which I think is a high number.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah.
What do you think, 25, 20,
yeah,
10?
I think that it, the only reason I'm low, I would go maybe lower is just because I don't know. Like getting into the stadium in costume, how difficult is that?
How difficult would it be to get into the costume and stadium?
Well, just to get through with the security.
I don't
what
think
type
so.
of a pain is it? Is it
I don't know, because you think about, like, I can think of games, Halloween games before, where the crowd is totally. Heck, half of the Raiders fans were in costume anyway.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah. All right. I'll see you boys down there. You got that to look forward to, which is nice.
I can't wait for that.
Oh,
I might
be a
even
real
pay
treat.
a visit to the Cardiac Club.
You should. It's the least you should do.
For this kind of a special occasion.
Me and Pedman?
Oh, Mo.
Yeah. Going to be fun. Going to be a lot of fun. Hey, this is Ohio versus Pennsylvania. Bucks and Penn State on Saturday night and Browns and Steelers on Sunday. Enjoy it, kids. We're back Monday to break it all down. The next level is coming up next. Good job out of you. A+ performance. Put it on the Hall of Fame plaque.
Let's go.
Cleveland Browns Daily 850 ESPN.
Let's go. Steelery.